Welcome. Today we are exploring Deleuzian economics, a framework that challenges our traditional understanding of causality. We will look at how we map the mechanics of spatial action and temporal generation within the complex architecture of modern economic systems. To begin, we must address the baseline tension: what is causality? We often rely on an empirical view, where A leads to B. However, as David Hume famously argued, we cannot empirically prove causal necessity, we merely perceive a habit of association. Despite this skepticism, the pragmatic reality remains that causal modeling is an indispensable tool for interpreting our world. Deleuze suggests we operate through two distinct regimes of abstraction. Molar abstraction focuses on external causality, identifying specific, observable causes and effects in space where entities remain clear and distinct. In contrast, molecular abstraction looks at internal causality, connecting virtual reasons to actual effects in time, where distinctions between action and reaction blur into a process of immanent becoming. This diagnostic matrix highlights the fundamental differences. While the Molar approach relies on clear boundaries and predictable, unidirectional logic, the molecular approach embraces contingency and complex systems thinking. The Molar lens seeks efficient causes, whereas the molecular lens identifies the underlying, often unpredictable, virtual drivers of transformation. Visualizing these mechanics reveals a sharp contrast. The Molar regime operates linearly, much like a Newton's cradle, where we can trace a clear trajectory from one node to the next. The molecular regime, however, is a vast, interconnected network where individual actions are lost in a sea of immanent becoming, making it impossible to isolate a single cause. To see these lenses in practice, let's examine the 2008 financial crisis. A singular, systemic failure like this is not just one thing, it is a layered phenomenon that reveals entirely different mechanics depending on which regime of abstraction we apply. Through the Molar lens, we observe the direct chain of events. We can map the collapse of the subprime mortgage market to the act of bankruptcy, and finally to the subsequent bailouts and market crashes. This lens is highly effective for identifying the efficient causes of a spatial chain reaction. But when we apply the molecular lens, we see an immanent engine beneath the surface. The subprime collapse was merely a trigger. The real action was driven by the neoliberal debt economy as an internal cause, fueled by the deeper, virtual sufficient reason, the fundamental crisis of the financial capitalist system itself. This reveals the abstract machine of financial capitalism. Inputs like status competition, consumerism, and the debt economy feed into a system where financial capital acts as a pure function. In this view, recurring crises are not mere accidents, they are immanent becomings, generated continuously by the logic of the machine itself. Ultimately, the value of dual causality lies in synthesis. To truly grasp economic reality, we cannot choose just one lens. We must be capable of tracing the spatial, linear triggers of the Molar regime while simultaneously mapping the temporal, contingent becomings of the molecular engine. Thank you.